Hey guys, today's lesson is going to be in editing video transitions. Well, let's talk about video transitions. You see them all the time, but you don't really acknowledge, well, what is a video transition? Video transition is simply not a cut. Watch when this shot just cuts to another shot. Cut. You see how hard that is? One shot to another? It's called a cut. Video transitions are when something kind of fades on and then another shot fades away and another one fades on. So this one is called a fade or a dissolve. That is a video transition. Why do we use these and when to use them? Well, we use these when there is only a change in time, change in place, change of location in the story, because it gives us, the viewer, a visual clue on something has changed without telling them something changes. When you see a transition, you're giving the viewer a visual clue that something's changing in time, place, or location. When they see that, they know that something is changing. And why else do we use it? Because it makes your videos look more professional when we put these kind of special effects in there. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to use these things. So we know what this window does, we know what this window does, and we know what this window and this window does. But we have not really talked about this bottom left-hand corner. This is your Effects tab. So if you click on Effects, you can literally find a folder that says Video Transitions. Don't go into Video Effects, go into Video Transitions. If we click the arrow, it will open up and show everything inside that folder. So the first effect I want to show you, video transition I want to show you, is something that you see in the beginning of a movie all the time. Notice that this video just starts immediately with the video up front and on the screen. Well, when you go to a movie theater, you usually see the screen starts in black, right? From nothing, and then it fades on. So if I go into my dissolve folder, I see my effect called dip to black. So I want my screen to start in black. So I'm going to use this effect. So how do we bring it on to our project? All you do is drag and drop. And notice that it highlights everything over the clip. Okay? And then everything goes to black. However, you also have your title there. So we're going to put one on the title as well too. And you see this purple bar on top of each one. And now, instead of it showing up right away, watch what happens. It slowly fades on. Both shots, the title and the picture, slowly fade on. And this tells the viewer the video is starting. It's coming from nowhere, from black. It's starting. It's coming from black and everything's fading on. This is the beginning. Consequently, you can do this at the end of your video also. So if this was the end of my video, and then I don't want it to just cut, it's kind of abrupt, I'm going to take my dip to black and I'm going to drag and drop it. See how it's highlighted at the end? And then I'm going to also put one on my title because I want my title to go to black too. And instead of it being abrupt, it's going to fade away. And that's a visual clue telling the viewer everything's over. The show is over, the video is over, and that's a clue for you, the viewer. And you're making this for the viewer. Okay? So what other ones can we do? So we have our dissolve, which is the most popular, and we have our black dips to black. That should be at the beginning and the end. So let's go back again to why do we use these effects. Whenever there's a change in time, place, or location, you can put one on. But don't just put one on anywhere. Put it on where it's supposed to be. So this is a story about Mrs. Hummel. She just said that this is the college she goes to. So you're changing time or place. You're going from her talking, you're going from her talking about what college she goes to. So maybe we can put a dissolve on there, and it looks so much better. Drop it right in the middle of your edit point. If the computer allows you, it looks much better that way. So we'll have Brooke, and she'll fade away, and then the picture will fade on. Now, also, we go back to Miss Hummel here, and then it just cuts on. So we can use another dissolve, so it's not as abrupt the cut. We can do another dissolve. I'll drag and drop it, and it will fade away, and it looks so much better. It looks much more professional. If you don't want to use that effect, you can click on it. It turns green. You can press delete, or you can do a Control Z, of course. Now, if you look over here, there's a bunch of different other effects. You can go into the slide folder, and I can have my shot slide away. All I do is drag and drop it, and then look at what happens. One shot slides on as the other one gets covered. Or I can do a swirl effect. Usually they're named, and that's what they do with the name. So that one kind of swirls on. Okay? But I'm only putting them on in places where things have changed.
Where'd you go to college?
So right here, I'm going to some footage of Miss Hummel, and I'm
Where'd
going
you go
back
to college?
to the interview. So maybe I can choose a effect. Let's try the wipes. These wipes are patterns, so they look like a pattern, like a checkerboard pattern. I'm going to drag and drop it because we're going from some B-roll back to the interview, and notice the checkerboards come on.
Where'd you go to college?
And then the interview starts. Okay?
New York.
Now here's another spot where you can put a transition because it goes from the interview to a title, and it looks better. There's something called a clock wipe, so it looks like the hands on a clock. So you can drag that on, and look at how we go from the interview, and it wipes away like the hands of a clock, and what wipes on is the title. So it looks pretty cool. And there's so many of these. There's a paint splatter, looks like splattered paint. We can go from the title back to the interview. And there we have transitions. Now don't forget, one more thing, don't forget is titles also pop on abruptly. So it's really good to put a transition on a title when it's coming on or coming off. So I'll use the slide. I'm going to have this one slide on. It's better than it being abrupt and just cutting on. And look at what happens. It slides on.
I love movies.
Really
I
cool.
obviously love reading. Abraham Lincoln.
Okay? And that's the world of transitions. They give you a visual clue that you're taking them to a different place in your story. And you can use so many different ones. The dissolve is always the best one. It's very professional.
Miss Hummel.
And it's just a simple fade. And always remember to put the beginning of your video starts from black, so put a dip to black on there so it fades on, and the end fades off. Transitions really help make your videos look professional. So use them in the spots where they're supposed to go, not just anywhere.